to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Halti Martin, where we talk about how to raise funding and invest in startups and the time it takes to drink an espresso. If you have a question about startup funding or investing, please go to the website, startupfundingespresso.com, and type in your question into the chat bot in the lower right corner to receive an answer. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Halti Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot at startup funding and investing. Startups raising funding should bring customer engagement, if not traction, to the pitch. Founders raising funding often compensate for the lack of customer engagement through distractions. Here's how to tell when the startup doesn't have anything. Revenue is only listed as a forecast with pipeline sales. Key metrics are based on forecast sales, not actual sales. There are no actual customers in discussion and no names of any partners. The focus is on technology and how it works. The product is a high-level vision of what will be, but nothing is under development. The team has a handful of potentials, but no actual results from their work. The pitch is primarily how big the market is and the size of the opportunity. Discussion focuses on how the competition is failing, but never mentions how the startup is succeeding. The deck shows huge returns to the investor, but there's no actual revenue figures listed. In short, it's all vision and no execution. Look for these signs the startup doesn't have anything before pursuing investment. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start listening to today. Halti Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.